9th largest area in the world. A symbiosis of East and West. A country of great opportunities, bright impressions, everything you wanted to know about Kazakhstan, important notes, useful routes. In the program, Routes and Notes. Turgen Gorge is a beauty that clouds your mind, bewitching and enticing in its depth. The place really has some magical powers, since Turgen Gorge is the most relevant and popular tourist destination out of mountainous Almaty region. Of course, it is located relatively close to the city, but there are gorges even closer to the city. So what's the secret? Those who are a little more familiar with the local nature, of course, first of all suggest that the whole thing is in its waterfalls. And perhaps this is really in what the truth lies. Turgen waterfalls are something special. The waterfall is something it is mesmerizing and scary at the same time. There is a waterfall which is very big, but not that wild. It is about 2.5 kilometers away, I believe. There are 7 waterfalls in the Turgen Gorge, and only 2 of them are more or less accessible to people. The rest are so hard to get to that not everyone dares to go there. You have to get through deep forest and rocky mountains to get there, and it is very difficult. That's why not many tourists go there. Turgen waterfalls are probably just the case when it is possible to use the expression, "the beauty requires sacrifice." What kind of sacrifice, we will tell a little later. But for now, let's just say, a great number of tourists go for this sacrifice. The attraction is so popular that the tour here is in the range of each of the many Almaty travel companies. And it is not particularly expensive. True, the cost of local travel agencies usually only include transportation costs and the so-called environmental fee. Since waterfalls are located in the natural park and the entrance to it is of a symbolic amount, tourists have to take care of themselves in terms of food. But it is not a problem at all. Public catering is abound here. There is an ostrich farm at Turgen Gorge where you can taste dishes from ostrich and ostrich eggs. There is a trout farm where it is possible to fish for a trout and then have a fresh meal cooked from the fish you just caught. And then, of course, we continue our way to see waterfalls, through deep forests and rocky thorns. As they say, the thick soles of shoes are there to help you.
Даже дорога составляет кучу впечатлений. Там, сям, вода бежит, красивые деревья, замечательно.
Even the road there, it's a bunch of impressions. Here and there, running water, beautiful trees. But when we turned around the corner, we saw the beauty. And you know, it's worth it to go through Grumble to see it. And then everything goes somewhere, and you are left with only wonderful experience. That's the beauty. Now I will go and immerse myself in water and leave all the negative behind.
Куча впечатлений, красота. Сейчас пойду, все-таки залезу под водопад, сброшу все негативное.
This waterfall is called Bear. It is the first on the route, the most accessible and perhaps the most modest. Its height is around 30 meters. But this does not prevent it to have a loyal following, which for example can come back again and again, overcoming 1,000 kilometers. I came last year. I entered into the waterfall. This year I did it twice. I entered the waterfall, feeling cheerful. But to compare it to something, it's like a shark or shower, a little tingling. But when you come out of the water, I felt very good.
Состояние бодрое.
Enchantment of waterfalls, of course, is strong, but apparently the reason to come back here again and again because of the staggering mountains where you feel one with nature as something especially strong. Probably due to the fact that it is far away from civilization. I want to get away from the city, away from the bustle of the city, from the smog, in a clean place with pure nature. It is very green, very beautiful. If to get to a bear gorge is basically a simple matter, just a half an hour, then to the next, Kayraksky Falls, you will have to sweat a little longer, 7 to 8 kilometers. However, the benefit of that weighty part of the journey can be overcome here on this mountain taxi. Look closely at this iron baby. That's what a phobia of the world's best off-road vehicles look like. And on the roominess, it is quite simply unbeatable. How many people can this baby accommodate? Answer: up to 25 people. Yes, we too at first did not believe in this spatial miracle, but the reality is actually confirmed. Though of course this iron beauty didn't have to show off the special off-road properties. The road itself is quite shallow. The catch turned out to be in the last kilometer to the waterfall, and it was not under force. Namely, the last kilometer was the most complex, a rocky and steep, but like everything here, amazingly beautiful. There is interesting canyon wilderness, forest wilderness, untouched by man. Well, to go up to the mountains, it's not difficult. Small children go up, the elderly people go up. It's a great workout, a great pastime. Our extravagant companion did not say his name, but said he really enjoys backpacking, because we dare to assume that for him to walk up in the mountains is really not hard. Most people with the average or weak physical training after overcoming the last kilometer look like this. But these sacrifices be rewarded by amazing beauty. That's actually the Kayraksky waterfall. The height is about 55 meters. Kayrak translates from Kazakh as the grindstone, and the name is fully justified. Water is literally carved their way into the high rock. The way of indirect and quaint, it is charming. Its source comes from the glaciers, and this one drop of water itself sharpens these stones. Stone corridor passes. That's why it is Kayraksky. Well, altitude over 2,200 meters. A deafening roar, trillions of spray, and a welcome coolness of ice water, soothing monotone power of nature. In general, you feel the beneficial experience here. Impressions through the fatigue, which is no longer seems so unbearable. There are a lot of waterfalls, but had to find something close to this one. This is the closest in principle. Therefore, this is the most beautiful. There is plenty in the literal and figurative sense. Satiated flowing water, you can go back in the same kerosene gaze through. By the way, no matter what you have seen on your way the river, streams, waterfalls and springs, you can safely drink it. This is pure mountain water, ice and refreshing. Transparent, capricious waters of the river Turgen is also a cause for admiration, not only by aesthetes, but also those who love the adrenaline in the blood. The rate of water in the river is more than 3 meters per second, the best suitable for rafting. This is not dangerous and anyone can participate in it, even the simplest man in the street, and to find out the taste of real adventure. Because everything will be real, a paddle in your hand and a river rock, just to be of a safe speed. And somewhere close to the boat there will be a professional instructor. There is another miracle of nature. Turgenskaya mossy spruce stands. On the way to the waterfall Kayraksky, you have to make sure to visit this unique forest.
Чем уникален он? Весь лес, он покрытый мхом. Это земля, камни здесь.
What is unique about it? The whole forest is covered with moss. The stones, earth, all the trees of the forest are completely covered with moss. There's moss is 20 to 25 centimeters. That's nothing, but there are places where the thickness of it can be 30 to 40 centimeters of moss. Under this moss, a 40 centimeter ice, we can say the roots of forest trees lie in the permafrost. And in spite of such natural conditions, the forests somehow still survive there.
Несмотря вот на такие природные условия, эти наши леса как-то выживают все равно, существуют.
Only there is a small disclaimer. Turgenskaya mossy spruce is a protected natural monument under UNESCO protection and the state, and therefore you can only visit it, accompanied by employees of Natural Park. And it is better not to violate this rule. Such freedom is punishable under national law. If you find yourself in Turgen Gorge in August, you can enjoy delicious gifts of nature. Especially the many mountain slopes are full of raspberries. Yummy! Amazingly beautiful landscapes, untouched by man, will remain in memory for a long time. It is a pity that it is impossible to see all the 7 waterfalls. Some of them have hidden in the mountain lines that can only be seen them from a certain angle with a certain height, and even not in full. From afar you can only see the waterfall, which is called Rocky Waterfall. It is very, very difficult to get there for the common man, but to watch from a distance of 3 to 4 kilometers it is currently possible. And of course, this object of extraordinary beauty can be successfully seen even at the distance. After all, creatures of nature often amaze and fascinate us. And this simple idea will visit you in Turgen Gorge more than once. Yes, perhaps, and not only in the Turgen Gorge. Kazakhstan, the 9th largest territory in the world, with a population of about 16 million, is quite successfully manages to contain vast and diverse natural landscapes almost intact.
Чуть-чуть сложно сюда добраться, но когда люди сюда добираются, они...
It is a little bit difficult to get here, but when people get here, they are fully dipped into the wild, in the nature of Kazakhstan, our beautiful places. I think in this regard, Kazakhstan still has a future, and that the future depends on us. From residents of Almaty and from all Kazakhstanis as a whole, we must keep the nature and cherish it.
От всех казахстанцев в целом мы должны хранить природу и беречь ее.